Welcome to Business Spotlight. Today we are joined by Jay Gosal of Tax Assist Accountants in Coventry. Hi Jay, how you doing?
Morning, Hannah. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm really good. I'm really good, thank you. Let's dive straight in. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do and how long you've been doing it for.
Right, okay. So I'm a chartered accountant and I run my own accountancy practice. Like you said, Tax Assist Accountants in Coventry. So it's part of a bigger national franchise chain, but I'm responsible for the franchise here in Coventry. So I set that up in March 2020 now. With a view to helping small business owners and individuals with everything to do with their accounting and tax needs.
Fantastic, fantastic. What made you go down the franchise route?
Um, well, for me, I wanted to sort of launch into the market very quickly and have that support of whilst I'm here supporting the local community, we're still backed by a national support office. So we're quick to bring service offerings into the market, whether that's software, latest news, latest tax changes, and also because it's an established brand, it's trusted. And I think it's so important for business owners and individuals to have that trusted relationship with their accountant because, we're responsible for their finances and to do the best for them. So building that rapport and that trust goes a long way. And I felt like the franchise that's already established will allow me to achieve all of those goals.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love that the franchise option helps you keep your finger on the pulse for more clients. I love that. I love that. What motivated you to start the business, Jay?
Right, that's a question. Sometimes I think I fell into it accidentally, but actually when I've thought about it long and hard, I've always been surrounded by family-run businesses from a young age. So my dad, for example, he had a chip shop for many years as we were growing up in our teenage years, and my uncles had their local businesses within their communities. So I've always been part of VAT returns, bookkeeping, tax investigations, if you like. And so, yeah, it's always been there. And then I didn't actually go into it straight away from university. I actually went into the corporate world and became a business partner. So the types of companies I worked for were well-known retailers or banks. And my role was primarily getting out into the business, working with non-finance people to help them own their numbers. What do their numbers mean for them? Educating them and how they fit into the wider business picture. So really a hearts and minds type of role, and ultimately getting them to deliver collective business goals. So I really enjoyed that. So I was a business partner through and through. But then over time, as my career progressed, I didn't find it as rewarding or as satisfying as much, just another cog in a bigger, cog, if you like. So, and then the wanting of my own business that I've had from a young age never really left me. So then, back in 2019, I came across the Tax Assist franchise, looked into it a little bit more, and I thought, actually, this will allow me to do what I want to do, take my existing skill sets that I've acquired in the corporate world, as well as my sort of personal family experience, and go out and help the everyday businessman or woman and individuals with their taxes. Because people don't really understand their obligations and what some of the, letters mean, for example, or what they need to do. So I suppose, yeah, that's what's really motivated me to start the business. And it's something tangible for me to watch and grow, like it's my child, if you like. So, so yeah, I suppose that's what's motivated me.
Oh no, I love the fact that it's been a sort of a 360 sort of your journey from almost destined to own your own business to going into the corporate world, but being able to take that experience now into other people's businesses. I absolutely love that. And we do shy away from our numbers often. We do. Numbers are scary to some business owners. So to have that simplified and translated into an understandable way is wonderful. Yeah, I think that's great, Jay. Has it been everything that you hoped it would be so far?
It's work in progress, very much so. Yes and no, if I'm completely honest. Naturally, when I went into the franchise, as soon as I went live March 2020, we were hit with the pandemic. So, so that brought its challenges and setbacks. But overall, it's heading in the right direction. It's growing, it's steady. And I feel, despite the challenges, I feel very satisfied personally, which keeps me motivated. So I think all in good time, it will get there.
Yeah. Yeah. You've explained a little bit about your experience, but what is it that you do that makes you stand out in the industry?
I think it's very much my approach and me as an individual. So when an existing client comes in or a new prospect, I look to build that rapport with them to really understand not just their business, but what it is that they're looking to achieve outside of the business and how I can help with that. And then not only do I sort of take that those comments that they've given me, I sort of take my own experiences and share that with them and look to build that rapport. And, I give them the type of advice that I would take for myself. So whether that's a business owner or a landlord, I can build that relatability with them. And naturally, because I've come from the corporate world, I understand the bigger picture and, other areas, not just finance, but marketing, HR, strategy, keep an eye out on your competitors, for example. What are they doing? How can you grow your business? And the changing landscape that we find ourselves in. So I feel like I can bring a real balanced, holistic view to them. Because I find that traditionally, maybe practice accountants have been backward looking because they're reporting on the last 12 months or, whether that's for a business or personal tax return. They're not really forward looking, whereas that's what makes me unique, because that's my background is, okay, this is what's happened, this is your position, how can we improve it, whether that's your top line or from a tax efficiency perspective.
Oh, I love that, forward looking.
Yeah.
I'm hearing having your numbers work for you as opposed to just having them as a result. I love that, Jay. That's absolutely brilliant. My next question is, what do you attribute your growth to? Now, you've had the pandemic at the start of your journey. So yeah, what would you attribute your growth to?
There's no one such thing. So it's a combination of factors. So my growth has been driven by the circumstances that I found myself in, like you said, the pandemic, which was exceptional circumstances. So that's taught me to become more resilient, get used to becoming uncomfortable, the uncertainty, in the markets with the new business, because going and setting up a new business is a challenge in itself under normal circumstances. So really, I just got used to becoming uncomfortable. And then also I surround myself with the right type of people, if that makes sense, because I believe you are a product of your environment. So I've got a really good support network, both from a business perspective, personal friends, that have really helped me stay on track, even during sort of like my darkest days. And naturally, the Tax Assist franchise, there's a big community within there that I can reach out to as well and get that support. So it's a contribution of all of those factors.
I love the fact that that the pandemic has strengthened you. It's given you the opportunity to be uncomfortable, even more so, and build on that resilience. So that's incredible. That's incredible, Jay. How do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business? Huge question.
And if I was to be 100% honest, I'm not very good at it. So I, for example, in my personal life, I have one daughter, she's 15. So it's a very demanding age at the moment. But for me, growing the business is also very important because I'm doing it for our future collectively, to give her a stable future as well and build a legacy. So it is a real challenge because the business does take a lot of hours, and I find as a business owner, you can't completely switch off. Even on the weekend, something will come to mind. Many times I've woken up at night thinking, oh my goodness, client deadline, where are we with this VAT return or, annual account? So your brain's always ticking. So I am guilty of not maintaining a work-life balance. And I have started to pay the price for that, just like sometimes in my mood or my health, for example. So I've actively started to put boundaries in place. So rather than getting up early and getting into work, I'll go for a brisk walk, for example. I'll listen to a podcast, you know, and I find they've really helped me, you know, from a personal development, whether it's a business one or a personal development podcast. I find them really helpful. So that's something for me. And sort of building more of my sort of exercise routine in. And when I'm with my daughter, you know, the laptop's put away, the phone's put away, you know, so I'm fully present for her. So yeah, very much work in progress.
As you said that, I was thinking, thank gosh, it's not done. I'm not the only one. It is. It's tough, isn't it? It is tough, and especially when you have a passion in your business, and then you also have you're a mentor and a mother to a 15-year-old that is obviously very supportive. But I love that there's boundaries and being present that you've noted there. So that's incredible. What's been your biggest learning, would you say, Jay?
My biggest learning has been to be flexible and agile, depending on the circumstances. So, like I said to you, started in the pandemic. You know, the pandemic then became the norm, cost of living crisis, the war in Ukraine. So I've always just been kept on my toes and like pivoting, whether that's refinancing or changing a service that we're offering, you know, so constantly evolving myself and the business as a result of that.
Yeah, flexible and agile. I've written those two words down. I love that. I love that. Where do you see, another huge question to end on, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And do you have any words of advice for other business owners who are looking to grow?
Absolutely, a big question. So in 5 years' time, I want to build a very reputable accountancy practice within Coventry. So we're known, you know, for our quality, the output that we deliver, the customer service that our clients can expect. And ultimately, I want to create a practice that can run by itself. So you know, I don't have to be here if I don't want to, and I'm not the bottleneck. I've got a really good team in place and culture in place that's driving the business forward. So that's what I would like in 5 years from a business perspective. For any for business owners currently, like you said, I would say it takes time to grow and it takes effort. But if you've got the right mindset in place and the right strategy, you can achieve your goals. You've just got to take it day by day, have clear vision, be flexible, invest in the right technology, the right people, and it will come. But patience is key. That's actually one of my other biggest learnings.
Yeah, I think what you've shared is really impactful, and there's some huge learnings there. So I cannot wait to share this with our community in Coventry, Warwickshire and North Oxfordshire. So thank you so much, Jay, for joining us today. This has been Business Spotlight, and I hope to catch up with you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks.